Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. I hope you all are doing very well, and today we'll be discussing the most important MCQs for 11th of June 2024. Let's start with our session. The first question is, what is the theme for World Food Safety Day 2024? So this day is celebrated annually on 7th of June, and it raises awareness about the food safety and it promotes the actions to prevent the foodborne risk. So this day is initiated by United Nations in 2016, and it is supported by the Food and Agriculture Organization along with World Health Organization. So it underscores the importance of safe, nutritious food for all. Officially, it was recognized on 3rd of August 2020, and this day emphasizes the critical role of food safety in the global health. And this year the theme is food safety, prepare for the unexpected. Okay, so when do we observe the World Food Safety Day? On 7th of June, and this year the theme is prepare for the unexpected. Now let's see some important days and themes. The first question is, what is the theme of World Environment Day 2024? So we celebrate the World Environment Day on 5th of June, and this year the theme is land restoration, desertification and the drought resilience. Okay, this was the whole theme. You can also be asked that this year what was the venue for the occasion of World Environment Day? So this country was Saudi Arabia. Okay, Saudi Arabia was the venue. Which day is observed as International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression every year? We observe this day on 4th of June every year. Which day is observed as World Milk Day every year? Your answer would be 1st of June. What is the theme of World No Tobacco Day 2024? First of all, we celebrate this day on 31st of May. And what was the theme for this year? The theme was protecting children from tobacco industry interference. This was the theme. Okay. Which day is observed as Hindi Journalism Day every year? So we observe this day on 30th of May. Fine. Next is, which regulatory body recently launched the Sarthi 2.0 mobile application for investors? This is SEBI, the Securities and Exchanges Board of India. They have launched the Sarthi 2.0, which is a kind of mobile application that would help the investors in managing the finances. The application simplifies the complex financial concept, and it offers financial calculators for the informed decisions, and it includes the educational modules on KYC, mutual fund, ETFs and stock trading. Okay. Also, it provides the investor support through grievance redressal and online dispute resolution platform. Okay, along with video content on the personal finance planning. Okay, so Sarthi 2.0 mobile application is for investors, and recently it has been launched by the SEBI. Here in the next slide we will talk about some artificial intelligence related current affairs. First is, recently Ministry of Rural Development signed a memorandum of understanding with which institute to formalize their partnership in applications of geospatial technology and artificial intelligence. So this is IIT Delhi. Okay, Ministry of Rural Development has signed this MOU with IIT Delhi to formalize their partnership in applications of geospatial technology and AI. Ministry of Electronics and IT recently collaborated with which organization to host the National Stakeholders Workshop on Ethics of AI? For this purpose, Ministry of Electronics and IT has collaborated with UNESCO. Which organization recently adopted the Framework Convention on Artificial Intelligence and Human Rights, Democracy and the Rule of Law, known as AI Convention? So this is COE, that is Council of Europe. Project Astra, a multimodal AI agent recently developed by which company? Project Astra is a multimodal artificial intelligence agent of Google. And last is, recently which company became the first company in the world to get ISO certification for its AI management system? This is the company Infosys. Fine. Next is, NPCI International Payments Limited recently joined hands with which South American country to enable the UPI payments? So National Payments Corporation of India and the Central Bank of Peru have partnered to create a UPI-like payment system in Peru. This marks Peru the first South American country to adopt the NPCI's technology, which enables the instant payments between the individuals and the businesses. So this initiative aims to expand the digital payments among the large unbanked population of Peru. Okay, so NPCI has joined hands with Peru country to enable the UPI payments. Okay. In the next slide, we will see some international current affairs. The first question is, Standard Missile 6 recently seen in the news was developed by which country? So the US Navy's FA-18 Super Hornet was recently spotted with an air-launched variant of SM-6 missile, and it was developed by the US Navy. It became operational in December 2014. It serves multiple missions including the anti-air, anti-ship and terminal plastic missile defense. And this missile measures 6.6 meters in length, 0.5 meters in diameter, and it weighs 1500 kgs. It carries a 64 kgs of warhead, and it has a range of 240 kilometers, which is further extendable to 463 kilometers. Okay, so these are the important features of this missile. So here this missile belongs to US. Dnipro city recently seen in the news due to missile attack is located in which country? Dnipro city belongs to Ukraine, and recently Russia has hit this city with a missile attack. Recently, which country has banned the entry of visitors with Israeli passport? This is the country Maldives. Okay, why they have done so? Because of the Israel-Gaza conflict. Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile recently seen in the news was developed by which country? So this missile belongs to US. Recently, which country decided to allow the non-citizen residents from the Five Eyes Alliance to join its armed forces? What is Five Eyes Alliance? Which countries are the part of this alliance? So these countries are US, UK, Canada, Australia and New Zealand. Okay. Recently, Australia has decided to allow the non-citizen residents from this alliance that they can join their armed forces. Okay. Next is, what is the name of the Russian cosmonaut who recently became the first person to spend 1000 days in space? So correct answer here is Oleg Kononenko from Russia. Recently he set a world record by spending 1000 days in space. His latest mission to the ISS began on 15th of September 2023 with NASA astronaut Laurel O'Hara and Nikolai Chub. Okay, so talking about Oleg Kononenko, he is an aviation mechanical engineer and he has commanded 4 Soyuz missions. His achievements highlight his dedication to the space exploration, and he is supported by his family during numerous significant events in orbit. Okay, who's the first person to spend 1000 days in space? This is Oleg Kononenko. Do remember his country, he is from the country Russia. Okay, now here we will see some important current affairs regarding first in news. The very first question is, recently where was the first Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity Clean Economy Investor Forum meeting held? So this is the country Singapore. Singapore hosted the first Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity Clean Economy Investor Forum alongside the IPEF Industrial Meeting, and the forum aimed to mobilize the investments in renewable energy, sustainable infrastructure and climate technology. Okay, here the IPEF Catalytic Capital Fund was also launched with contributions from different countries like Australia, Japan, Korea and the US, committing $33 million. Okay, so your correct answer is Singapore. Which tiger reserve of Maharashtra recently reported the first photographic record of the spot-bellied eagle owl? This is the Pench Tiger Reserve. Don't forget that Pench Tiger Reserve also lies in Madhya Pradesh. Means some parts of Pench Tiger Reserve also lies in Madhya Pradesh. Recently, Tata Consultancy Services, means TCS, has entered a strategic partnership with which institute to develop India's first quantum diamond microchip imager. This is IIT Bombay. Recently, the world's first 100% biodegradable pen has been launched in which country? So this is India, and a person from New Delhi has developed this 100% biodegradable pen. The name of that person is Mr. Saurabh H. Mehta. He is from New Delhi. Okay. Recently, which airport has made history by becoming the first airport in India to achieve the zero waste to landfill accolade? This is the Thiruvananthapuram International Airport. Okay. Next is World Wealth Report 2024 recently released by which organization? So, correct answer is Capgemini Research Institute, and they have released this report in which they have revealed a 12.2% rise in India's high net worth individuals in 2023, totaling to 3.589 million. Okay, so globally, the wealth has grown by 4.7%, means up to $86.8 trillion. And India's high net worth individual financial wealth rose by 12.4% to $1,445.7 billion. And key drivers include a resilient economy, a robust equity market, and a lower unemployment rate. Also increased market capitalization and national saving. Okay. Simply we have to remember that World Wealth Report has been released by Capgemini Research Institute. In the next slide, we will see important organizations that were in news. The very first question is, which organization recently released the Child Nutrition Report 2024? This report has been published by UNICEF, and the report highlights the severe child food poverty affecting 27% of children globally. In India, 40% suffer from the severe CFP, the second highest in South Asia. And the key issues include the prevalence of unhealthy food, indicating that income alone is not the cause. Contributing factors are inequities, conflict, then there is climate crisis, and the food marketing. Recommendations include like improving the data systems, transforming the food systems, and enhancing the health services for child nutrition. Okay, so Child Nutrition Report has been released by UNICEF. Recently, which organization introduced the new framework for unaffected price? So here correct answer is SEBI. This report has been published by SEBI, and SEBI introduced this framework based on unaffected price to mitigate the impact of market rumors on the stock prices, and the framework was implemented in phases starting from 1st of June for the top 100 entities and December 1 for the top 250, and it aims to maintain a fair price by excluding the undue influence from the rumors. This enhances the market integrity, transparency, and the investor confidence while reducing the speculative activity. Okay, so your correct answer is SEBI. State of Ocean Report 2024 recently released by which organization? This report has been published by UNESCO. Global Annual to Decadal Climate Update Report recently in news is issued annually by which organization? This report is annually published by the World Meteorological Organization. Which space organization recently developed the computational fluid dynamics software named as Prava? Your answer is ISRO here. Okay. Next question is, National Crisis Management Committee recently mentioned in the news is chaired by which authority? So Union Cabinet Secretary of India chaired a National Crisis Management Committee meeting to review the preparedness for the heat waves and the forest fire. NCMC is a key national level decision making body for disaster management. Okay, and it coordinates the relief efforts, provides the support to the state governments, and it ensures the preventive measures. So it is chaired by the Cabinet Secretary, and it includes the secretaries from the relevant ministries and the agencies. Okay, so National Crisis Management Committee is chaired by the Cabinet Secretary of India. Fine. Currently, who is the Cabinet Secretary of India? This is Rajiv Gauba. Okay. In the next slide, we will see important meetings that came into news. The first one is, recently the National Level Coordination Committee held its maiden meeting at which place? For the world's largest grain storage plant. This is New Delhi. Which country will host the 81st IATA Annual General Meeting and World Air Transport Summit in Delhi, India on 8th to 10th of June 2025? This is the country India. Recently, where was the US-led Indo-Pacific Economic Framework Ministerial Meeting held? Answer is the Singapore. The Mid-Year Climate Conference, also known as the 60th meeting of the subsidiary bodies, recently organized in which country? This conference was organized in the country of Germany. Recently, where was the meeting of defense ministers of Shanghai Cooperation Organization held? Answer is Astana. Astana belongs to Kazakhstan country. Okay. Recently, which countries were elected as a non-permanent members of United Nations Security Council for the 2025 to 26 term? This is a very important question. And correct answer is Pakistan, Somalia, Denmark, Greece and Panama. Okay. They have been elected as the non-permanent members of UNSC for a 2-year term via the secret ballot. And the secret ballot requires 2/3 of the 193-member General Assembly. Pakistan marks its 8th term, and the 1963 United Nations Charter Amendment increased the non-permanent members from 6 to 10, and it requires 9 affirmative votes for the resolutions. Okay, so geographic representations include 5 from African Asian region, 1 Eastern European, 2 Latin American, 2 Western European and other states. Okay, so these countries are very important, and you have to remember it at any cost that they have been elected as non-permanent members of United Nations Security Council for this term. Okay. In the next slide, we will see important countries that came into news. The first question is, recently India launched the Biopharmaceutical Alliance with which countries? These countries are US, Japan and South Korea. Okay, so they have formed this Biopharmaceutical Alliance, and the first meeting was in San Diego during the Bio International Convention 2024. Actually, biopharmaceuticals are derived from the living organisms, and they are said to comprise 50% of the future medical drugs. So this alliance aims to prevent the drug shortages like those during the COVID-19 pandemic by diversifying and mapping the pharmaceutical supply chain. It would definitely ensure a resilient and sustainable system, right? So India has launched this alliance along with US, Japan and South Korea. Which countries are involved in the Year of the Anthropocene project recently seen in the news? Yesterday we have talked about it. Answer is India, UK and Ethiopia. These 3 countries are involved in this project. Strait of Gibraltar, recently seen in the news, is located between which 2 countries? So Strait of Gibraltar lies in between the countries Spain and Morocco. Which countries recently signed a treaty to recognize the whales as legal person? These countries are New Zealand and the Cook Islands. Okay. Blue line term, recently seen in the news, serves as the boundary between which of the following 2 countries? So blue line term is the boundary between Lebanon country and Israel country. Okay. Next is, recently which state government inaugurated the plastic waste management and the recycling plant? So here correct answer is the state of Sikkim. The Tri-Shakti Corps of Indian Army marked the World Environment Day with the Go Green initiatives in North Bengal and in Sikkim, including the launch of a plastic waste management plant in eastern Sikkim. Okay, so this project is a part of Sadbhavna initiative, and basic aim here is to promote the sustainability and local economic development by recycling the plastic waste into the road materials and bricks. So this effort creates the job for villagers, and it aligns with the Army's commitment to environmental sustainability. Basic aim here is to eliminate the landfills by the end of 2027. Okay, so Sikkim has inaugurated the plastic waste management and the recycling plant. Now let's see some state related current affairs. The first question is, Nagi Bird Sanctuary, recently declared as the new Ramsar site, is located in which Indian state? Nagi Bird Sanctuary lies in the state of Bihar, and 2 sanctuaries from Bihar have been added into the list of Ramsar sites. And which are these 2 bird sanctuaries? First is Nagi Bird Sanctuary and the second one is Nakti Bird Sanctuary. Both of these sanctuaries lie in the state of Bihar. Okay, with this our Ramsar sites count increased to 82. Maharani Temple, which has been recently damaged by fire, is located in which state or the union territory? So this temple has seen fire these days, and this temple lies in Jammu and Kashmir. Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve, recently seen in the news, is located in which Indian state? This tiger reserve lies in Tamil Nadu. Which state recently hosted the Outlook Planet Sustainability Summit and Awards 2024? Here answer is Goa. Mukhyamantri Jal Swawalamban Abhiyan 2 scheme, recently seen in the news, is associated with which Indian state? So here correct answer is Rajasthan. And responding to water scarcity, the Rajasthan government launches the Mukhyamantri Jal Swavlamban Abhiyan. Basic aim here is to construct 5 lakh water harvesting structures in 20,000 villages in over next 4 years. Okay. As we know that Rajasthan is among India's driest region, it faces annual rainfall variations from 100 mm to 800 mm. Okay. And it causes water shortage for basic need. Groundwater replenishment relies on rainfall, yet excessive usage depletes the reserves. That's why Mukhyamantri Jal Swavlamban Abhiyan 2 scheme came into news, and it belongs to Rajasthan. Okay. Sashastra Tal trek recently seen in the news is located in which Indian state? Here correct answer is Uttarakhand, that is C option. Actually, why this trek came into news? Because 9 trekkers from Karnataka tragically lost their lives near the Sashastra Tal in Uttarakhand, and it is part of 22-member group. They have lost due to bad weather while returning from the trek. So state government is coordinating rescue efforts, and families of the deceased are notified. And this Sahastra Tal trek is a high altitude trail at 15,000 feet in Uttarkashi district. It is flanked by Bhagirathi and Bhilangana valleys with the Kush Kalyan Plateau north. So locals perform annual rituals around the lake for auspiciousness. Okay. So Sahastra Tal trek lies in the state of Uttarakhand. Now in the next slide we will talk about some important locations. The first question is, Atacama Desert recently seen in the news is located in which country? So this desert lies in the country Chile. Why it came into news? Because the world's largest optical astronomy digital camera will be placed on the edge of the Chile's Atacama Desert. It is renowned for its dryness and clear skies, and it weighs 3 tons and it boasts a 3.2 gigapixel resolution. This initiative aims to study the dark energy, dark matter, potential Earth impact and the close celestial bodies. So this observatory anticipates generating 20 terabytes of daily data, forming a 15 petabyte catalog over its 10-year survey. Okay, so the location of Atacama Desert is Chile. Mount Canlaon recently seen in the news is located in which country? This mountain lies in the country Philippines. Ruaha National Park recently seen in the news is located in which country? Ruaha National Park lies in Tanzania country. Rajaji Tiger Reserve recently seen in the news is located in which Indian state? It lies in Uttarakhand. Campi Flegrei recently seen in the news is an active volcano located in which country? This is an active volcano of Italy country. Fine. Next is, how many women have won the recently Lok Sabha elections? The correct answer is 74. In the recent Lok Sabha elections, 74 women were elected, which is a slight decrease from 78 in the year 2019. So these 74 women MPs constitute 13.63% of lower house. Still, it is far from the desired 33% representation. Okay. So despite progress over the years, women representation in the Lok Sabha remains slow and inconsistent. However, this number marks a significant increase from the first elections in 1952, where only 22 women were elected. Okay. So this year, how many women have won the Lok Sabha elections? Answer would be 74. Okay. In the next slide, we will talk about some women empowerment related current affairs. The first question is, recently Claudia Sheinbaum has been elected as the first woman president of which country? She is the first woman president of Mexico country. Recently, Ida Shisha Nongrang has been appointed as the first woman DGP of which Indian state? Your answer is Meghalaya. Recently, who became the first woman vice chancellor of Aligarh Muslim University? Answer is Naima Khatun. Naima Khatun is the first woman vice chancellor of AMU. Recently, who has been appointed as the first woman high commissioner to India by Britain? This is Lindy Cameron. And last is Judith Suminwa Tulka. Recently seen in the news, became the first woman prime minister of which country? She is the first woman prime minister of the Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. Fine. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These are the most important current affairs and the news from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minu Zatsana signing off.